What is up guys, we're going to be doing a deck profile here for Cyberse again. This is a very different build as you can see by the title. This is a risky high level Cyberse deck and I thought that this deck would actually be quite fun to try out, and so far through testing, obviously you're going to lose to a lot of meta decks, but overall I did manage to actually beat one Trickster deck with this, as well as one Altergeist deck, though I think that was probably because I had a bit of good luck in that particular one. So yeah, let's just try this out, and well, you guys could actually try it out, but it's a pretty fun deck idea because of the simple effects that we actually get off with some of these cards. So starting off, we're playing 3 copies of Segmental Dragon. It's the ultra rare that's featured in the Power Code Link structure deck, though I don't think many people actually are familiar with this. Even Cyberse players don't really utilize this card, so basically you can normal summon and set this card without tributing, but its original attack and defense becomes halved. That's basically all we have to know here. It's a really relevant effect, but we'll get to it later. But basically we're playing 3 copies of that. Not to mention it's also a level 7 as well. Again, that's also important for a certain particular reason as well. We're also playing 3 copies of Dual Assembler. This one came in a really older structure deck as well, and basically if this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 2 other Cyberse monsters from your hand or face up on the field and special summon this card, but its attack becomes halved. Again, just like Segmental Dragon, the effect halving is very relevant for this, so I'm going to play that. And this particular one is a level 8, so we're going to also play 3 copies of Degrade Buster. This is probably the most easiest to summon of the Cyberse big monsters here, because this one you can banish just 2 Cyberse monsters from your graveyard. Not to mention its second effect is also quite nice. You just target a monster your opponent controls with higher attack than this card and banish it until the end phase. So you could basically just clear their board. And again, another level 7 as well. Playing 1 Salvagent Driver basically can special summon itself if one of your Cyberse Link monsters is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, so definitely quite nice here, but I think only 1 is going to do the job here. Of course, we're also playing 3 copies of Cyberse White Hat. Obviously, I did a deck profile with this a while back already, focusing on White Hat, and you guys will already know that this card's quite amazing in actually lowering your opponent's monster's attack and allowing you to just beat over their monsters. We're also going to be playing 2 copies of Link Slayer. Again, just another high-level monster with really big attack, and interestingly enough, no one actually plays this anymore, but it can destroy spells and traps, which is just really nice here. At the cost of you discarding specific cards, of course. We're also playing 2 copies of Interrupt Resistor. It's basically a hand trap where if you take damage, you get to special summon it out, and it's a level 6, so it's definitely quite fun to do. And there's a good reason why I'm actually playing Interrupt Resistors, even though it has 0 attack, is because we're playing 2 copies of Cyberse Synchron, and yeah, as you can see, level 7, level 7, level 6s, level 5s, plus the level 1 Cyberse Synchron, you can go into a lot of different synchro options here. Alright, basically I'm just clearing out the board here because we have a lot more monsters to go with. Playing 3 copies of Widget Kid. Widget Kid's really amazing. If it's normal or basically if it's summoned in any way, you can special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand in defense position, meaning any of these big high level monsters can easily just come out based on Widget Kid's effect. It's definitely quite nice here to work off of that. We're also playing 3 copies with Ram Clouder here, because Ram Clouder basically he tributes himself and you can special summon any Cyberse monster from your graveyard, meaning all your big Cyberse monsters, if they're in the graveyard, you can just bring them back out with Ram Clouder's effect. So that's definitely quite nice here, but we can also move on to spells now. That's basically it for the monsters. We're playing 3 copies of Signet Backdoor. This is a really amazing card. Basically, you could banish any of your big monsters, and even though their attacks are halved, it takes from the original attack of this, so you could basically add a lot of things from your deck just by banishing either Segmental Dragon or Dual Assembler as well, so definitely quite nice. Signet Backdoor works really amazingly in this deck, and when they bring them back, they'll have their original attack again, so it's definitely quite nice here to help you just you're not losing resources, but at the same time, you're also able to just produce big boards and get over your opponent's monsters really easily as well. Playing a Shuffle Reborn simply because it's basically a Monster Reborn, except it's not Monster Reborn. We're also playing 2 copies of Silent Recovery. We already went over this card in a separate deck profile, so do check that one out. But again, it's just another card that actually works really well in this particular build. Also playing 2 copies of One-Time Passcode. We still are link summoning in this deck, so sometimes we just want to generate some materials right away. And speaking about how we have a bunch of level 6s, level 7s, level 8s, we are also playing Transmodify as well to allow us to just go into the big levels. It's just quite nice to go into, and yeah, I really love this card, playing it at 2. But we're also playing 2 copies of Downbeat because we have high level monsters, so sometimes we might want to go into a low level monster. As a result, Downbeat is basically the opposite effect of Transmodify, allowing you to go down a level. We have plenty of level 7s in the deck. As a result, we're playing Sacred Sword of 7 stars, allowing us to draw plenty of cards. So it's definitely quite nice here. And to finish things off with this particular deck, I am playing an Inferno Reckless Summon. Actually, if anything, I would recommend playing 2 to 3 copies of this, but right now I only have 1 copy, so if you can actually get 2 or 3 copies of this, it's going to work really amazingly. The reason why is because, again, with Segmental Dragon and Dual Emblem, and their effects actually halving their attacks and everything, they actually can synergize and work together with Inferno Reckless Summon. So what this means is combine either Segmental or Dual Emblem together with the Inferno Reckless Summon, and you basically get a 3 level 8s on the board, or you can bring out 3 level 7s on the board, which is just really insane here. Alright, so moving on to the extra deck, you guys must be really excited about this one, or really curious to know what I'm actually playing. Firstly, Decode Talker, still a very possible card to go into, and he gains attacks, and also can negate stuff as well. Encode Talker, just some effect to allow you to get over even bigger monsters than your current ones. Power Code Talker, again, another more power specific card. Transcode Talker, just to bring back one of these guys as well. Flame Administrator, just to make your link monster stronger, though to be honest I might take him out as you can put in a lot more things. Pentastag, this card actually works quite well. You have a bunch of big attack monsters giving you piercing damage as well, so it's definitely quite nice to have a Pentastag in this deck. Xyz monsters, we're playing Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack because you can actually produce tokens to go into further link summoning, which is quite nice. Playing a Big Eye because it's a rank 7, playing Flare Metal just because it's another rank 7, and interestingly enough, we also have Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, which we can use as link material, in which case it brings out our Vortex Dragon, which is definitely quite nice as well. Of course, Vortex Dragon is basically just another level 7, so obviously we don't have any pendulums to like negate anything, but it is a level 7, so it kind of helps you link build, but at the same time produce another level 7 to go into these level 7s. So yeah, it's a really interesting thing that it does work quite well here. And to end things off with a level 8 or rank 8, we're playing Coach King Giant Trainer because, like I said, with Dual Emblem and Inferno Reckless Summon, you're bringing out 3 level 8s in just one turn, so you could actually go for Giant Trainer. And since the majority of your deck is all monsters, Giant Trainer will actually work quite well here. For Synchros, we are playing Void Ogre Dragon because it's definitely possible. Cyberse Synchron is actually a dark monster, so you can actually go for that. Playing a Beals as well, and also a Scarlight. Of course, you guys could also take a few things out. You could take out Flame Administrator. You can maybe even take out Transcode Talker as well. They're 2 that aren't particularly necessary, and these 2 aren't necessary as well if you guys don't want to play them, or if you guys don't particularly agree with them. You can take out these 4 and put in some level 7 Synchros instead. That's definitely an option as well, or you could put other level 8 Synchros, or some better links that you guys would actually think are a lot better there. But that's basically it for this particular deck. I just find it really fun that I could actually just beat over my opponents really easily, and yeah, of course these attacks aren't particularly big, but we can lower the opponent's attacks as well, which is definitely really nice here. So we have a good change and versatility with particularly effects on increasing and decreasing attack points as well, specifically with Cyberse White Hats. So yeah, this is definitely a really fun tech profile I've been trying out. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.